Right now, trillions of tiny microorganisms are living inside your digestive system. They help break down food, support your immune system, communicate with your brain, and influence far more aspects of your health than scientists ever imagined just a few decades ago. Collectively, they're known as your gut microbiome. The healthier and more balanced the community living there, the better the entire city functions. But just like any community, balance matters, and highly processed foods can all disrupt that balance over time. Some of the foods humans have been eating for thousands of years may help support a healthier gut environment naturally. They're called fermented foods. You may already have some in your refrigerator. Pickles made through natural fermentation. These foods have been enjoyed across cultures for centuries, long before anyone understood what bacteria even were. Today, modern science is beginning to explain why they may have earned their reputation. So what actually happens to your gut when you eat fermented foods every day? Let's take a closer look. When most people hear the word bacteria, they immediately think of illness. But the truth is much more fascinating. Your digestive system contains trillions of bacteria. Many of them are incredibly beneficial. These microorganisms help digest certain foods that your body couldn't fully process on its own. They produce important compounds, including short-chain fatty acids, that help nourish the cells lining your colon. Some even help produce vitamins such as vitamin K and certain B vitamins. Scientists estimate that the human gut contains hundreds of different species of microorganisms, all interacting with one another in remarkably complex ways. Thousands of plants and animals living together in balance. Remove too many species, and the entire ecosystem begins changing. Your gut works much the same way. The healthier the environment, the more efficiently the entire system tends to function. Long before refrigerators existed, people needed ways to preserve food. One of the oldest methods was fermentation. Natural bacteria and yeast would slowly break down sugars found in foods, creating acids that helped preserve them. The result wasn't just food that lasted longer. It often developed entirely new flavors and textures. Different cultures discovered fermentation independently. Germans became known for sauerkraut. Japanese cuisine embraced miso. Many parts of Eastern Europe traditionally consumed kefir. Mediterranean cultures enjoyed yogurt. Although these foods taste very different, they all share one remarkable characteristic. They're created through the work of beneficial microorganisms. Thousands of years later, we're still eating them. One reason fermented foods have remained popular is because many people simply feel better when they include them regularly. Some individuals report experiencing less bloating or more comfortable digestion. Others notice improvements in bowel regularity. Why might this happen? Researchers believe fermented foods may help support a healthy balance of microorganisms inside the digestive tract. Many fermented foods also contain natural enzymes that assist in breaking down certain nutrients. Take yogurt as an example. During fermentation, bacteria break down part of the milk sugar, lactose. That's one reason some people who struggle with milk tolerate yogurt more comfortably. Of course, everyone's digestive system is different. Not every fermented food works the same way for every person. The goal isn't finding one perfect food. It's creating a diverse diet that supports your gut over time. Here's something many people find surprising. Around 70% of your immune system is closely associated with your digestive tract. That means your gut isn't only responsible for digesting food. It's constantly communicating with your immune system. Scientists continue studying this relationship. but it's already clear that maintaining a healthy gut microbiome plays an important role in supporting normal immune function. Think of your gut as one of your body's busiest communication centers. Every meal you eat sends signals. Every beneficial bacterium contributes to that conversation. While fermented foods aren't a replacement for medical treatment or a healthy lifestyle, they may become one valuable piece of the larger puzzle. Perhaps one of the most exciting discoveries in modern nutrition involves something called the gut-brain axis. Researchers have found that your digestive system and your brain communicate constantly through nerves, hormones, and chemical messengers. This helps explain why stress can upset your stomach, why anxiety sometimes changes your appetite, and why digestive health may influence mood and overall well-being. Scientists are still learning exactly how these connections work, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. A healthy gut supports much more than digestion alone. That's one reason nutrition experts increasingly encourage eating foods that nourish your microbiome, because when your gut functions well, the benefits may extend far beyond your stomach. One common mistake people make is assuming more is always better. They eat one fermented food every day and expect dramatic changes. In reality, diversity matters. Different fermented foods contain different strains of beneficial bacteria. Different fruits provide different fibers. Different vegetables nourish different parts of your microbiome. Planting only one flower creates a beautiful patch. Planting dozens of different flowers creates a thriving ecosystem. Your microbiome works in a surprisingly similar way. The greater the variety of nutritious whole foods you eat, the more diverse and resilient your gut community can become. That's why fermented foods work best as part of an overall healthy eating pattern, not as a miracle solution on their own. There's something fascinating about beneficial gut bacteria. They don't simply live inside your digestive system, they need to eat too, and their favorite food isn't yogurt. While fermented foods may introduce beneficial microorganisms, fiber-rich foods help nourish the bacteria already living in your gut. Scientists often call these foods prebiotics. Prebiotics are the water and sunlight that help those flowers grow. Foods naturally rich in prebiotics include onions, garlic, oats, bananas, asparagus, beans, lentils, and whole grains. That's why many nutrition experts recommend eating fermented foods alongside plenty of fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. It's the combination that often creates the healthiest environment, not one food by itself. One of the biggest misconceptions about gut health is that it changes overnight. Many people eat yogurt for 2 days, don't notice anything dramatic, and assume it isn't working. But your microbiome is constantly adapting to your long-term eating habits. The community doesn't change overnight. New families arrive gradually. Relationships take time to build. Communities become stronger through consistency. Your gut works in much the same way. Small improvements repeated every day often create much larger changes months later. That's one reason researchers consistently focus on long-term dietary patterns rather than individual meals. Your body responds to habits. Another interesting benefit of fermentation has nothing to do with bacteria themselves. The fermentation process can actually change the food. As beneficial bacteria break down carbohydrates and proteins, some nutrients become easier for the body to absorb. In certain fermented foods, levels of some B vitamins may increase. Others become easier to digest because fermentation has already begun breaking down complex compounds. Think about sourdough bread. The fermentation process changes the dough long before it enters the oven. The same principle applies to many other fermented foods. Nature has already done part of the work before you take the first bite. That's one reason fermentation has remained part of traditional diets for thousands of years. If you rarely eat fermented foods, it's usually best not to change everything at once. Your digestive system needs time to adjust. Instead of filling your plate with several fermented foods every day, begin with one small serving. Perhaps a bowl of plain yogurt at breakfast, a spoonful of sauerkraut with lunch, or a small serving of kimchi alongside dinner. Pay attention to how your body responds. For most people, gradual changes are easier to maintain and often more comfortable for the digestive system. The healthiest diet isn't the most extreme one. It's the one you can follow consistently. Food is incredibly important, but it's only one part of the picture. Lack of physical activity. These all influence your gut microbiome as well. Scientists now understand that your gut responds to nearly every aspect of your lifestyle. Regular exercise has been associated with greater microbial diversity. Good sleep supports healthy digestive rhythms. Managing stress helps maintain communication between your brain and digestive system. Health isn't built by one perfect food. It's created by many healthy habits working together. Fermented foods simply become one valuable piece of that larger puzzle. Perhaps the biggest lesson isn't really about yogurt. Many people spend years searching for one miracle food that transforms their health. Real health rarely works that way. It's built through ordinary choices repeated day after day. Eating more whole foods, adding a serving of fermented foods to your meals. None of these habits seem extraordinary. They quietly shape the future of your health. Your gut doesn't remember one healthy breakfast. It remembers how you've been eating for months. And that's actually encouraging, because it means every healthy meal is another opportunity to move in the right direction. If you're interested in natural ways to improve your digestive health, there's one book I think you'll really enjoy. It explores traditional foods, healing herbs, and natural remedies that have supported digestion, immunity, and overall wellness for generations, while explaining how to use them safely in everyday life. Rather than chasing trendy health fads, it focuses on practical habits that fit naturally into a balanced lifestyle. If you'd like to continue learning about natural wellness beyond today's video, you'll find the book linked in the description below. If there's one thing to remember from this video, let it be this: your gut is home to one of the most remarkable ecosystems in your entire body. The way you feed it today influences how it supports you tomorrow. Fermented foods aren't miracle cures, but they can become part of a healthy dietary pattern that supports digestion, nourishes your microbiome, and contributes to your overall well-being. Eat a variety of whole foods. Good health isn't built in a single meal. It's built one thoughtful choice at a time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed,